Hello, I want to show you this Patriot hitch by B&W that I just put together. Tell you a little history of what I've done here. I originally had a slider fifth wheel that I really liked. It was a Pro 1500 series. The only thing that I didn't like about it, it had a blade that locked on your kingpin instead of the jaw, so you had a little bit of clank and rattling, but it was a good hitch. Then I bought a F250 that had a B&W turnover ball in it. So I looked around, got lucky, and found a used companion hitch, installed it, really liked it. Liked the way it hooked and unhooked, liked the way it rode. The only thing I didn't like about it, if you leave it installed all the time, it's fine. If you took it in and out, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. You had to loosen the two U-bolts and the bolt that held the shank and set it out. It didn't sit level on the garage floor because the shank was down, and when you put it back in, you had to torque everything back down to the specs. So it was a little pain in the butt to get in and out. When I sold that truck, I decided, since I like the hitch, but I like the rails also, to give the Patriot a try. So that's what we've got today. While it is the same build quality and the same design, it is not the exact same hitch. They didn't take a companion hitch, if you've seen one or if you've had one, and just put tabs on it for the rails and the bed. It's fabbed. You have the two sides and then the front and back pieces of it. The head is slightly smaller, not much, than the companion hitch, but it's set up the same. The mechanics are the same on it. This is rated at 16K, and I think the companion hitch was at 20. So it's a little lighter haul capability, but suits me fine for what I do. We weekend camp. The fifth wheel's not that heavy. We don't travel that far, but even if I did, this is a good solid hitch. I'd hook up and take it anywhere. Show you a little bit about it. It's got the exact same head, pivoting head, side to side. It's real stiff because this is brand new, and I've not even greased it yet. It has the safety pin latch, so when you open up the jaws, if you notice, it stays open. It stays latched, and as soon as you back in, clicks, this will go right back into place. And then for towing, you just drop your pin in, hook it back, and it's locked. You can stand behind the trailer and look up and see that it's hitched. One thing that's a little different on this one, that with the companion, if you're familiar with it, it had two keys or pins that went through that locked these arms down into place. I like this. It's a little cleaner. You don't have to fool with it, but I thought, how does this stay on? So you literally have to lift up on them to bring the head off. Let me sit it here and give you a little better look at it. If you look, you can see these springs. So when you pull up on it, this tab literally will come down and bite onto the bottom of the plate here on the arms, and that's what holds it into place. Now, I've not greased or lubed anything here yet, but you can see how that works. When you let go of it, it locks into place, and when you lift it, you pull up on the arms, that flattens these, and they go in. Show you one other thing here. This is the clip that keeps it, the leveling kit that keeps the head from tilting. That was another thing that I didn't care for on the companion. The head was real heavy in the front, and it would always fall forward, which isn't a big deal, but when you would go to back in, your head was tilted the wrong way, so you had to raise your dolly legs up a little bit longer. Or, in one case, I had it back where it should be, and right as I was getting to it, it tipped forward, and the lip here on the skid plate on the fifth wheel tilted up, and it grabbed my Teflon ring that I keep on the fifth wheel and cracked it. So that's one thing I like about the leveling kit. I bought this hitch online from a company called Got Chrome. It was just under $400, free shipping, and it came with the leveling kit on it to put it on. Very pleased with it. I haven't towed with it yet, but like I said, it's the same hitch that I had on the companion. Solid built. It's heavy, but like most of them, the head comes off easy. You can sit it out, and then you can sit the base out. And if you notice, I don't know if you can see here or not, the way they've made it, they've cut slits in the base here, you just slide your pin through and then put your keeper on right there, so they're up out of the way on it. But like I said, solid built. Very pleased with it. Well worth the money. They hold their, if you try to find a used one, the Patriots I've seen very few. The companions, there's a few more of those around, but they hold the resale value. Good quality, built hitch, solid, no clanking. And like I said, real pleased with it. Just want to show you what one looked like. I got online, didn't see a whole lot about one but just got it put together. The one thing I will mention, when you put it together, the sides are just like on the companion. You have 3 height adjustments in the same way you have 3 adjustments front to back. There's 4 bolts in here. You would put those in, and in this particular case I have it all the way back and all the way up. My truck has bed rails on it, so I wanted a little extra clearance, and with this being a short bed, I want it all the way back to give me clearance. I still can't turn 90 degrees, but I can get a lot closer than I can, and that puts it still pretty right over center of the hitch, but you do have some leeway to play with it if you have a long bed setting it forward or back. The one thing I will recommend, and it does mention it in the instructions, you'll tighten these. There's 4 on each arm or leg. These 4, the 4 in the front and the 4 in the back, put them together and snug them, but do not tighten them down until you sit your hitch down in and get everything lined up. With these bed rails, the back one's pretty straight. I think the front one is off a little bit, because when I went to put it in, it didn't quite want to fit, so I literally had to do a little adjustment on the bed rails, and then I got them down in and got my pins in good, and then tightened it down, sort of to square it up a little bit. What I usually do for me, like I said, we're summer campers. I'll put this in the spring. Unless I need the truck bed, it stays in to fall. But if I need to take it out, set the head off, pull the 4 pins, set the body off. It's heavy. One person can do it, but it's a handful. A person could rig up a pulley system if they needed to, or if you had somebody to help you, it would set out pretty easy. But good quality, solid build, and I think you'd be pleased with it. Thanks for watching the video.